Hi, Doctor Who fans out there. Are you a Doctor Who fan? Because you must be truly rejoicing at today's good news. Yeah. Now listen, my name is Justin Hoffman, and I'm not a huge Doctor Who fan, but I am a lifelong, like, casual fan. I'm not a deep Doctor Who fan, but I know a lot about Doctor Who. I grew up watching Doctor Who on the ABC in Australia, and love it. I mean, I love it. I mean, my favorite Doctor is the Fourth Doctor, Tom Baker, and But don't get me wrong. When I say casual fan, I occasionally read. I don't read the wider novels of the expanded lore, like the New Adventures, the Virgin books, all that kind of stuff. But I'm very fascinated by them. If I had more time, I would read them. And I think that those books, by the way, encapsulate a real great golden era of Doctor Who, one of the last great sort of pre-damaged current Doctor Who that we have. Because there is no doubt, even as me, as a casual fan, BBC, if you're listening, that Doctor Who has been greatly damaged by, the great woke movements that have, I don't want to say infiltrated, I think just are the unfortunate decision makers and people who produce this horrible, now what is in tatters, Doctor Who universe. And by the way, I didn't want to I'm about to make another video. I'm about to go on my main channel and stream something completely different. But I'm just so happy with the news today that there will be no Christmas special. Thank goodness. Thank goodness for that. Let's take a break. Just because it's not there doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. It's a good thing. Let's do this amazing thing called take a break. And by the way, there are many years of previous Christmas specials which are fantastic and which one can enjoy again. Just enjoy them again. And even again, because some of them are that good. But whatever the hell Doctor Who has become in the last couple of years under Russell T Davies, and I don't know, was he the showrunner when he put Jodie Whittaker in the role as a Doctor? Now look, the last two Doctors have clearly just sunk the whole brand, the franchise, the interest, the money. No one is interested, nor am I, especially the deeper damage they did with what I believe to be was some law-changing stories. And I'm sorry for Doctor Who fans. I am especially old school. And yeah, old school, because it was the old school that would have ultimately brought in the new school. But because, well, that's not good enough for them, they have to, I don't know what they did, but like, it didn't work. It didn't work, BBC. It didn't work, Russell T Davies. It didn't work. By the way, all of this injection, this deliberate desire to write stories that include certain types of people in our community, in the world, which, yes, absolutely do that. Do that. I'm for that. But holy shit. To make it like the whole reason the show exists, it was wrong and a mistake. Right, here's my plan, if anyone is listening out there, to fixing Doctor Who. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Here's my plan. Think about the sort of day and age we live in, where that people have very short attention spans too. Put the show back to like 30 minutes. I mean, even 30 minutes, I think that wasn't even quite the length of the original classic era series. It was like 28, maybe 22. I don't know, maybe shorter, 25. I don't think it was really, but anyway, to that 30-minute time frame, put it back to 30 minutes. Cut all of the ridiculous anything that stinks, smells of woke. Doesn't mean, by the way, you can't tell stories that don't support. In fact, there are just so many opportunities. It's a shame that the woke and dying and increasingly irrelevant every single element of the BBC, from its news to these sorts of productions, cannot just be the foundations for great value setting, not for upholding and pushing agendas. Because values reach out to all sectors of the community. It doesn't matter what background you are. And Doctor Who could have been a wonderful vehicle for doing that. And it would have made money, ladies and gentlemen. It would have made money. That's how I do that. So go back to the 30 minutes. Go back to some great adventure stories. Tell a great adventure story. Like, wow, that was a great adventure. And I learned something along the way. Maybe the recent release of the time of this recording of the Masters of the Universe movie, where there is, just like the animated series was, a bit of it was a fable. It was something to be, a lesson to be learned from, that we could learn from. Doctor Who could sort of come back to that. And if they actually did things properly and cared, bring back in proper science consultants, just inject some measure. I mean, obviously you have to, it's fiction ultimately, you can't adhere completely to fact, but bring in actual scientific ideas and concepts. Do explore a little, as if they can find writers intelligent enough to do that and just aren't some in-house controlling, agenda-driven, insane nuts. Anyway, let's hope a tide is changing. But that's my plan to fix Doctor Who. Put it back to 30 minutes. Give it a cliffhanger. Cut the budget, you dum-dums, and bring in some old hands, bring in some new hands, because thank God Russell T Davies is gone. You'd think the BBC would have learned from the years of John Nathan Turner, of the likes of the people with the backgrounds that they have, but they are inevitably going, listen, it is not good for anything. I don't see anything in society from these people and their agenda-driven drive franchise by changing genders, by pushing this, by pushing that. Oh, we can't have yet another particular type of person be in this role. We must have this, but nothing has changed. It hasn't done anything. I don't walk out into society and it is better now. In fact, I walk out into young lady society and it's worse. Chair confirms it. Take it back to 30 minutes. Go back to some sort of old school doctor. You could have had the occasional appearance with an older doctor in some form of fashion. Could have been created different ways. It just maybe one or two of them is a straight time travel thing. Another one might be through some sort of other means. Like there would have been, oh God, you would have had old school, new fans. There were ways to do it. Instead, Hollywood, the BBC, the main media makers of this world just are like butchers in a china shop, just fucking bulls in a china shop, just rampaging through with their ridiculous agenda and destroying brands. And this goes the same too for Paramount, CBS, whoever the hell owns Bad Wolf, bad for business is Bad Wolf, Star Trek, all of it, the wars, you name it. But yeah, Doctor Who, go back to some old school, some new school, take it back to 30 minutes, cut the budget, bring in, say, guys, this is it. Go and tell a Doctor Who story. And honour the original series by making it a bit budget cut. Like, give these producers, look, this is day and age, environmental factors, monetary factors, all of this. We have to go back to the beginning, like literally. Give us a great doctor. I don't want to know I don't want any romance with their companion. I don't want any injected and forced adult themes. I want something that anyone can pick up and go, all right, maybe the kid can't understand this aspect of the story, but they really enjoyed that part of the story, and they saw some of the Doctor's character and the companion's character. the older kids are like, oh, wow, there's a bit of a deeper science to that one. And the older philosophers go, wow, there's something even wider going on here. It's something for everybody. Imagine if you did that, BBC. And by the way, it doesn't mean you can't have stories that don't have characters that have particular backgrounds, cultures, values, lifestyles. That's how you do it, man. That's how you do it. But you blew it. Well, anyway, doesn't mean that it can't be brought back in some way. That's me. It's just, look, if you liked my rant about how, and I'm just a casual fan, guys. I'm just a casual enjoyer of Doctor Who. I don't like, I'm sure there's some of you out there, I get it. I watch your videos. You're like, you are really, I mean, even impressed with younger fans who came before. I've come up way after my time. I've been fortunate. I grew up sort of in the Tom Baker era. That's when I was growing up, watching that on television. Fantastic. And then, of course, Doctors subsequent to that. And so, and in just doing that, also discovered earlier Doctors and that whole thing. But of course, much like pre-Lucasfilm Disney, post-Lucasfilm Disney, it was the original stretch of experiencing the first sort of, world that was being shared with you through these stories. And wow, that was a great world. It's a shame that I hope they can center it back to that, because that's what will make it a relevant and powerful show again. Right, that's me. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.